Bob Kelly has a new podcast. Not you know what, dude. It's called Regs, and they started their own YouTube channel for it. And it's a podcast with Bob Kelly, Joe List, Dan Soder, and Louis J. Gomez. So I'm going to play something Louis J. Gomez said about Bert Kreischer. I find it a little odd, though, that Dan Soder quits doing the bonfire with Big J. So they replace him with Bob Kelly, and now Dan Soder's doing a podcast with Bob Kelly. Kind of weird. But, yeah, let's go ahead and play this and see what Louis J. Gomez had to say. So far, this whole thing has been pretty good, though, the four of them, but let's check out this.
Hey, we're doing this.
No, I asked, and you guys agreed. You said, we'll try to find the time.
And we said, we did try to find the time.
We did.
You
know what? When Bert's like, I have an idea for a trailer. What happens with him? We do it. 7 people all roll around him. Every comic goes, oh, dude, don't do it. Fucking, let's go right now.
But it's insane.
He has a few more followers.
It doesn't matter. The reason he has those followers is because when I met Bert, he had no fucking followers. He was doing 100 people at Levity Live when I met Bert. Right?
What year did you meet Bert?
Like 13 years ago. Also, Bert tells a story. He's like, what up, Louis? He goes, it was maybe 14 years ago. He goes, Bert's version of the story when he met me is I said, my name's Louis J. Gomez. I'm the Puerto Rican rattlesnake. I'm friends with Bobby Kelly, which is a hilarious thing to just like open with.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. It wasn't called the Puerto Rican
rattlesnake. You weren't the Puerto Rican rattlesnake
until you know what, dude. Yeah, and it was way after the fact.
And you were,
But it's an insight into Bert's mind. He just made up his own story about me.
Interesting.
And that's how it fucking...
So you would say, you just lawyered the shit out of that. You go, so you would say that's how you think.
I don't want to be part of any...
Fuck you, we're trying to take over, and this is how we take over.
Yeah, we're taking over.
Take over.
Yeah.
We got your back, Joe.
Can I get another oat milk latte?
What did Ari do?
What did Ari do?
We're going to have to protect our parks.
Oh, yeah.
And fuck Shane Gillis.
Damn.
Well,
and fuck Mark Norman.
Whoa! Joe!
I don't agree with the fuck Joe Rogan. I think Rogan's a good guy who does a lot for comedy.
Rogan's great. I love Rogan.
You're fucking badass. You're so badass the way you just said fuck Joe Rogan, dude. That's fucking
I didn't
crazy.
say fuck Joe Rogan.
Joe's a badass. Joe's a badass. Joe's a badass.
I got a new special coming out.
Joseph fuck Rogan. Joseph, why you guys
making this coming out? And I don't want any of those 4 to promote it.
Whoa! You're gonna need. Hey, can I talk to you real quick? You're gonna need all 4 of those. Really lay on the gas.
I don't need any of those.
Hey, can I talk to you right now? If just Shane alone plugs that thing, you're gonna be.
We really need you.
I got
Shane.
I got Louis, Bobby, and Soder to promote.
Oh, buddy, it is
collectively. I don't know, 320,000 Instagram followers.
Together, the same 3 guys. There you go. I saw Bobby posted it.
There's literally 20 people that don't follow all 3 of us.
Yeah. And then they go, by the way, I saw it on Lewis's, then I saw it on Bobby's, then I saw it on Soder's.
It's annoying.
So
all the dance fans hate me because I took over his spot in the bonfire.
You're not Dan!
And you're like, guys, come on. We're all the same because it all came from the same place.
No, we're going to blow up. This is going to be the biggest podcast.
And this is going to be the biggest
podcast.
podcast.
And the Regs with a Z. That's like...
Whoa! I don't know. Is that safe? Is that safe to do? Spell stuff with Z's?
Yo, what up? Bloop, bloop. The Reg.
We really are just fucking boomer hacks. Yeah. Dude, I got it, dude. The Regs, but with a Z.
And then we do the logo 80s style.
Nobody ran the Regs with a Z by me either. Not one thing's been run by me.
So you don't want to
do it. You don't want to show up for a trailer.
You don't want to take a train or Uber.
I did the lighting setup. I did everything.
I paid you. I paid you. I personally took money out of my son's mouth.
Yeah.
Really?
His mouth?
He was eating money.
What are you, Ted DiBiase?
Gives him the sleeper hold.
His son is gay and retarded.
He goes, it's time for bed, Max. I'm going to give you the $1 million dream. My name is James Ted.
No, we did try. We tried to coordinate.
Okay, so far, I must say, though, I do like this podcast. I think they got a good 4 guys. I don't know how often they're going to do it, though. Which is some of the reason why I think Dan Soder signed on to do this after quitting the bonfire, because I would assume the bonfire is a lot more demanding as it is owned by SiriusXM. And they did that weird thing that they tried doing with Jason Ellis, where the bonfire was a radio show, but then they reworked it to where it's a podcast, but still owned by SiriusXM, but this seems very good. But I like how Lewis said something that we all know. Bert Kreischer just makes up stories. That's all that dude does. He just makes up a bunch of stories. Now, a lot of people hate Bert Kreischer. I particularly don't hate him that much. Sure, I find him annoying and laughing, but he's not as annoying to me as like a Brendan Schaub or something who's like a complete fraud. And I know Bert Kreischer also falls into the camp of Schaub and most of the other LA comedians. He's a rich kid who just got into comedy. But I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anyone like Bert Kreischer's stand-up specials aren't getting 1.1 and 1.2 ratings. But he does make up a bunch of stories and stuff. And I heard like behind the scenes, like that whole fight that he had with who I think it was with Joe List. And basically the story is they were at some bachelor party, right? And Bert Kreischer wanted to go get Thai food or something. And he was all drunk and stuff. And Joe List doesn't drink. And Bert Kreischer went to go get the Thai food, but there was a bar and he took forever. So Joe List just ordered a pizza. And I'm like, well, we can have pizza too. And apparently Bert Kreischer lost it on everyone. He even yelled at Ari Shaffir, who was there, and things. I think that's somewhat how the story goes. So, like, he gets drunk and just blows up on people. And then even Ari Shaffir was like, all right, let me tell the real story, because I think every one of them knows that Bert Kreischer just makes up stories. So whatever Bert says, that's probably not what happened. And even when he was talking about Ari was like, well, this happened. And Bert was like, no. And then like 30 seconds later, Bert was like, okay, that might have happened that way. But Bert just made up something else that happened in his own head. So, but yeah, this Regs podcast, this seems like this could be very, very interesting. I mean, you got Louis J. Gomez, dansoder, Joe List, and Bob Kelly. Not on the You Know What Dude channel, though. Odd. They started their own channel for this. It's only got like 2,000 subscribers, so go subscribe to it. You just put in REGZ on YouTube, and it'll pop right up. But like I said, this is a good podcast, and I have been enjoying listening to it. Four funny dudes just talking about stuff. Hilarious. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.